Okay, we are live. Hello, guys. Let's see what we're cooking up today. Let's look at the weekly. Let's just go start from the top. Or I'm gonna look at the big tech here. Let's see what we're looking at. Really just pushing all-time highs pretty heavily here. Nvidia is going down. Microsoft's starting to turn. Everything else has been just pushing higher every move. Very strong weekly move here. We're near the top of it. Daily, we dipped in the daily fair value gap, retrace back inside for another leg up here. That's so strong that it did that. Large 4-hour, right? With the 8:30 news, just been grinding up. What a crazy strong push day for bulls here. I did not expect that today. Show this hourly. Tipped inside this hourly. Another leg up. This is still consecutively just being bullish. In this 15-minute here, this is what I'm paying attention to. We got a closure under the mean threshold, which is a little bit shaky on this. But on ES, we did get a fair value gap retrace inside. Took out these lows here, which I marked out. It's very extreme lows, just right at the open. We swept them, and we're trying to climb back up. Very, very bullish signature price action there. Just not sure what we're going to do today. I think Lanto's going to hop on too when he's ready. We should be scouting. We're looking for trades together. Quite the morning you had, judging my Discord. Dude, the price action is just so bad that I did not want to do anything. Not bad. Bad as in, like, there was no real good setup for me to take. That's the problem. It's just upside. If you played upside, you're making money. If you didn't, I guess you missed out maybe. Now we're pushing it. I'm pretty bullish now because we did get this flip here. Looking for a leg up higher. That's what I'm visualizing right now. Just kind of chopping around. But eventually, I want to see this push higher, take out this high, and wherever it wants to go, let it go. Let's take a poll here. PM, bias, bullish, bearish, back and forth range, or lastly, IDK. Yeah, I didn't really take many trades today. I tried to take some trades on my live account, and then didn't get hit. Well, I was up like I think 700-800, and then gave it back right after the open, trying to do a starter short. That was so terrible. But yeah, I don't think there was any good setups really. 9:30 open, we just grind it up one direction. The thing about with me is I can't trade that when it just keeps on going up. I don't have that willpower. Just like, let me just mark it in. I like to play it out and really see what I'm looking at. And when the market's forcing you to do that, it's like, what do I do? Let's look at the bullish. Lots of votes on bullish. Take the vote, guys. Yeah, this was the move after we took this high out. Pretty easy to look up. Oh, another leg up. Wow. Let me see if Lanto wants to get on here. Is there a reason you never wait for confirmation into your market like Lanto? Only so here's the thing. I only do it for immediate price action. If you look at the left side, there's nothing here. I mean, you can go from yesterday's, but like I don't really like playing that. So like when you're saying like market in, I could do an inversion. Let's say for this example, let's say I was bullish, we took this low out, we flip. I would mark it in if this closed, a simple inversion like that. But I won't do that when we're just grinding up this side and there's nothing on the left side at all. The only thing on the left side is yesterday's price action. I would rather utilize immediate price action for my guidance. So that's why I would not just take something like that. Let me connect my accounts and get started in. I did trade my Tick Trader account last night. If you guys were on Discord, guys, Asia session. Let's see how many people in the comments, how many people were there for Asia session that I did. No one was talking, but this is what happened. I was like, trying to short here at 476. We took this high out, both high buy side. We have all these lows down here and low resistance as well. I just put like a 5-point stop, targeting 12, 13 points. And this is so unbearable, but it works so well just because like look at that. I entered, we're still in drawdown a little bit. And it was like me just keep on clipping it, and we finally got the lows. We're like a little bit 1.5 RR from the highs right now, which is good. And then it keeps on chopping back and forth. I was playing evals on Top Step, and as well as my Top Step or Tick funding, and we finally got the TP. It went to, I think it went to 460. Let me see, 222, 20. Okay, let's see. We hit the TP. That was kind of crazy, just playing that price action and it working out was like, okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at this. This is what we took. Hit. This is my TP. Went like a few ticks, and then we never saw it again. I don't know how lucky that has to be. But yeah, that's the trade I took. On my tick right now. So we're reading tick pretty nicely. Nothing on my Tradeify, nothing on my take profit. So those are the accounts that we'll be trading today on. Let's see. Let's work. We're just pushing highs here. The usual. But yeah, take profit trader having daily payouts is kind of insane because he literally yesterday made a few $100s or something like that. I don't know what it was. Like the day before that, you just make a few $100s. You can get withdraw the once the session close. How many minis for the funded? It was I think 2 or 3 contracts. I think it was 3 contracts, 3 or maybe 4. I said it somewhere. I think I posted it somewhere in the chat in Discord. Evals I was doing 15. I was doing maxing out, and I got it passed, which is nice. Yeah, non-farm apparel guys. Let's cook. But yeah, these are my take profit trade account. I withdrew whatever I had in profits on it. It's so good because like, let's say we do get like one trade, right? We make $500 on each count. That'll be 2,000. Withdraw that same minute. The only downside I think is just 80-20 split. That's kind of a ass split. That's the only really downside I feel like. Everything else I'm loving right now because I already took like 2,000 total I think from each account. So we're just cooking. We're just waiting, and they have the sale still going on. Yeah, I don't know how the Pro Plus is. I saw you needed like 5,000 profit. All my accounts were like 5,500. I don't know. I'm just gonna trade. I'll take the 80 split. We'll just keep on doing it, and like if I make like, let's say I do base hits 300, 400 bucks a day, that's like 1,500 withdrawn, pretty much. It's a 150K account, and you have 4,500 DD. You can withdraw anything above it. I just been doing like 300, 400 bucks on those accounts, on the trades, and then we'll take the payout. We'll take the payout. Literally even $80. I took the payout with $80. I was like, I'm gonna reset it. That's just free cash, and it makes it feels like you have a real account rather than like, you know, you just go through this payout system. But yeah, ironically, I was trading both my Top Step and my TPT, I think evals the other day. It's so weird. I think that either Top Step fills are garbage or Take Profit Trader, Trade of 8. It'd be one is Rhythmic Native Trader for Top Step. The other one is Trade of 8. The fills on the TPT Trade of 8 was actually godly versus the other one. It was terrible. Like it would hit the wick and I'll fill out TPT, Take Profit, while my Top Step would not even get any fills out. And that would do that for entry and exit. I was like, what the heck? Is it just a trade rate thing? Trade rate must be better, or is it just like TPT just having better fills? We're really just pushing. This is highs, right? So, yeah. I wanted to see this high push. Take Profit Trader. That's the firm we're talking about. I haven't put much thought into the firm in a while, but more people have been recommending it to me. I've been trying out, and like so far, good experience. The trailing drawdown, I think once you get past the trailing drawdown, you just have that cushion. It doesn't trail anymore. Play how you want with it. This is just pushing right now. Yeah, we're going for these highs too. I don't know if we get. There's no setup for me right now. Like this is like the setup would have been down here. Most likely off this inversion maybe too. This is more hindsight still, but this is still holding. I took the low. We wrap back up. Let's see the 5 minutes up. Yeah, someone's saying 5-minute unicorn, right? This is not gonna get retraced. I think we're gonna just keep on pushing. We also flip this inversion too. This looks way too bullish to do anything. Yeah. So we have SMT here. This is pretty gnarly SMT. This is the low. Okay, it's the wrong way. I think this is the low. What am I trying to do? Oh no, I should. I'm just stupid. Brain farting. It should be this way. My bad. This is the SMT that I'm talking about. Wait, no. What am I looking at? Oh, okay. I'm getting confused because of the wicks here. So ES took the low. That's why I was remembering, because we took the liquidity somewhere. NQ didn't. NQ did not stab any lower. So this was a key here. This is like we can accumulate here, we manipulate, and then we're going to distribute back up. NQ just SMT, we're just bullish SMT. Just keep on continuing pushing. Yeah, 4-hour looks very bullish too. And you just been pumping like crazy. I saw YM, I think, took day lows, right? Let me actually do it on the other one, matter of fact. I saw YM took day lows here. I was watching it very close. YM's the only one who took it. Was it 8:30, 8:30? Where was it? That was It was all day here, yeah. Took the lows, kept on driving lower. Now we're rotating back up, and we're following suit with NQ right now. We're just dragging the market up. It's way too bullish to do anything. Asia markets would be closed after day. It's Friday, but I only did that for evals to send in news. So we have non-farm payroll today in the morning. I was trading Asia last night. Asia and London, pretty much. It was Asia until I got my trade in. Once I got my trade in, I was done. We're gonna take this high out. It's pretty bullish here. I need a long setup for us to take, especially with this draw coming up here. This is a nice draw here. This is actually a very nice draw, especially after this flip here. We got this breaker too, but I doubt we actually come back all the way to it. We're gonna take this draw, and there's nothing I can do about it. That was a clean hit here. 103. ES is a back above 6100 as well, more like psych level. Is that breaker still valid if it still runs up? I would not do it just because the immediate draw is taken already, and you would need, unless there's like more draw above, then yes. If there isn't, then just wait for a completely new setup that you can frame up. What do I do here, man? I was hoping it was not gonna be like this for PM session. Maybe get more range. Chat is saying bullish. 52% of people are saying bullish. That's a very high stat line there. Yeah, let's see. There's probably not much I can really offer you guys here. It'd just be too tough for me to navigate this price action. Until something clean show up. So I wouldn't mind if chat want to share some trades. Where, if you're bullish, everyone's saying they're bullish. Where would you want to long if you're bullish? What would you want to see before you hop in long, let's say, too? This is the question to ask here. Check this high out. At the very minute, a 15-minute fair value gap. Very minimum. Yeah, okay. We'll get this closed. I mean, this is good here. So this would be decent framework. You see this 15-minute OB here. Which I'm gonna just show. Okay, there it is. We'll get a fair value gap, right? If this closed at 130, it might look something like this, say. And we can see it just dance around a little bit, retrace back inside before another leg back up. I think that's what Alex is also looking at. 15-second inversion, yeah. The 15-second inversion. And that'll be nested together with I'm not gonna draw it above yet. That'll be nested together with the OB here. You just find like 1 minute confirmation and it'll be pretty clean. Worst case scenario would be it just keep on pushing. I want to see this chop first and then come back down for another leg up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this hourly inverse on ES. This might be on the high bay on ES is fair play too. Like real quick. So we have a lot riding at 2 p.m. here. Close. It's already looking like it's pushing through pretty hard. We can draw these breakers, but I doubt we actually come back inside. It's a missed opportunity when you get a closure above strong displacement and then it keeps on pushing. Wow. I need to see some closure here. This is someone said check general chat. This is what Byroid is showing. I think he got the manipulation leg. Is that from that was a 15-minute retrace from this morning here. We're at the -1 here. We're looking above that. Oh, 719. That's like 60 points higher. I mean, that's fair game because we're all-time highs right now. We would likely be reaching for it. Looks good. I'm game for that too. Let me draw it out with you. It's a large manipulation leg here. Did I get the top of it? Do that. There we go. Still pushing. Yeah, I'm pretty bullish for the rest of the PM session right now. If we don't have this 15-minute fair value gap, where do you guys want longs from? That's what we might be looking at, like just some quick entry longs with a tight stop and see if we can just let this ride up. Because this is already building up pretty. This is where we open up 10 a.m. We basically get that manipulation leg, and then we're rotating straight back up. I just want to see this. We'll get this closure at 130. I just want to see if we do want to retrace inside and then push to like 680, 690s. Let's see. It'd be interesting to see if they pump it into close or consolidate it. Oh, I need a trade, ICT. I just can't long up here. The GOAT himself is here. He's gonna. What are you looking at, ICT? Where? It's so uncharted territory. So like, I don't even have anything. Let me just wait for this close before I mark this out. Before I confuse people. Nobody knows. I thought if anyone knows, it'll be him. It'll be Michael himself. With precision. Mm-mm. 3 more minutes for our closure here. Mm-mm. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Such a boring day. Maybe we'll get something closer to 1:32 p.m. time. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice large gap here. I do think we try to retrace back inside. Quick retrace. And I want to see this hold this OB and go for another leg up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. This is the first internal sweep we got in the lower time frame so far since the session started at 1 p.m. Literally 1 p.m. right? Restart. This is the open. No wicks at all for the first few candles. And then we got like one down close candle. Just keeps on going up. This is the first sweep. I think any shorts would just be a very quick scalp. Now we have the 15-minute fair value gap. Like this is gonna be like the quickest scalp if you go for it. I think you're still bullish here. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna look for a long confirmation inside this gap. I think Lanzo said he's content with today. We just took high, like the all-time high, so he's off charts. He said, never mind. How deep can we go, though? Let's get as deep as we can. We'll get some displacement, leave some gaps. We can inverse that. Maybe create a breaker on a lower time frame. And then try to play it. There's a short scalp if anyone try to take it to if you're anticipating a drive inside the 15-minute fair value gap. I don't think we drive in too aggressive though. I want to see some display. One more displacement candle would be lovely. Don't let that be the last one here. That would create a framework for entry. Chat, do you guys like longs somewhere in this 15-minute fair value gap? Would you long around like 640, 650 somewhere if you get confirmation? Or are you just sitting on hands better and waiting to let it play out? Let's look at public opinion here. It's always so iffy trading uncharted territory because like when you have good range, you have good targets, you have good structure, market structure. We're just pushing highs where we never been before. My stats are not that best with that. Lots of people say sitting on hands right now. I'll see. Maybe we'll try size down. If we get clear confirmation, we'll go for it. Some of you guys are more responsible than you look. Alright, I like these displacement. I like these displacement candles. We're also getting back inside this breaker on ES, which we did sweep this low, triple wick low inside this 15-minute fair value gap, which held. I like this, but we already took this high. This is an incredible draw if we were able to execute from it. I don't want to catch a falling knife an all-time high though. I really gotta wait for confirmation on this. Did we mark? Yeah, it's a 5-minute too. We marked the NQ too. NQ was much lower. Yeah, he's just dragging it down. This could flip back up. Yep, we can flip it back up in the breaker. I want to see one more drive though, one more strong displacement, and then we'll see a gap somewhere. You gotta be careful of that mentality, NS. Hope PA is good. Still need a trade for top step. Is that a trade for a payout or just a trade just because you want to trade? It gets really dangerous when you're trying to force something or like eagerly looking for something out of nothing. That's where a lot of people get hurt. I just wanted to let it be you. Have the monitors yet? No, I got the 2 vertical monitors. It was delayed. It's supposed to come tomorrow, Saturday. I was gonna set it up. I think it's delayed to Tuesday or Monday now. Amazon Prime, man. You thought they were reliable. They must have done so many orders where it's backed up or something. I see Amazon deliveries. They are getting people to rent out like U-Hauls and Penske, those like kind of like rentals for movings, and just loading up with boxes. And then like just recently I had to sign something, and it was like a loading company. It was like, what the heck? You're not FedEx. You're not a shipping company. It's just kind of interesting how it's been like that. It's so odd to me to see that. Something I also don't like on this move down, like we're getting good moves down, but like we have a lot of wicks. It's like fighting it. So like notice like we got, this is the start of the displacement here, and then we got wick back up, come back down, wick back up, come back down, wick back up. It's really getting wicky here, and I would love to see gaps instead. Stronger displacements. I think overall in this area is probably where you hunt for longs. We're in this breaker too. If you have the breaker model, we have the 15-minute fair value gap support. We filled all the 15-minute. We are nested together with this breaker and this OB. If you take this entry around near the low, this 15-minute fair value gap, stop under the breaker, or even under New York Open might be a better idea. Be like a few points. That could be like a interesting, decent risk reward. A U-Haul delivery from Amazon. It's so odd, man, because when I have to sign something, it's like something like expensive purchase. It'd be like $1,000 purchase, and then it comes from like a U-Haul, which I don't even know is credible. And you see the back, like if you see them, like you walk out, they're unloading the truck, it's like filled with boxes. Like, is this it's getting squished, and they just gotta go through it. Yeah, this is what I'm basically visualizing. It run back down, just chopping back down. Get a run down 15-minute, come back up. We could tape read this. If anything, if there's no entry, no like clean entry, but this is what I'm anticipating right now, which we basically hit. That's surprising. Sometimes these arrows are just to the tick of it. Remember how we discussed about this? Run back down, 15-minute fair value gap. I'm just not too eager to join in today. How many years it took to become profitable? It's odd for me because the first year I was trading penny stocks, I got lucky. I shouldn't have been profitable, but I ended up profitable. I went like 10K on my bank. I just full ported on like some penny stocks. Genius is one of them. GNUS. You're gonna see a spike if you look at the chart. It went like, I think it was like $3, and I wake up, it's like next day it went to $8. Yeah, I think I was getting lucky. Went from like 10K to like 50K in a few days, and then I lost like more than half of it. I think it was like 10 to 50 to 20K, and then that's where like I didn't want to mess around with penny stocks anymore. And we just did a shares. After that, I think, well, let me see the next trade. Shares first, like just swinging Apple shares and Tesla shares and SPY shares. It's very slow, but it's much safer. And then I think it did options. Options, I did not do good. Too much data. Oh yeah, they had Arnold and they had like Shaq. They were kind of trying to prop it up like it's like the next Disney Plus type of program. Like all these kids are gonna watch it. It's gonna be big, and then the hype was there because it basically went more than 150% on that stock. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is too much. Too many wicks here. I don't like when it goes for wicks. This is abuse of power. We're not doing his YouTube. Just gonna put IC in timeout. You can't put Michael in timeout. He got a privileges. He's the only one in the chat who have privilege. Can you show 2 minute chart for 1 second? I don't really like it when people try to hop over to 3 or 5 or 4 minute chart. I rather stick with one, if anything. Maybe like yeah, two I can accept. I think when it goes to 3 or 4, it gets odd to me because you're kind of just flipping through time frames to see if one works. But I mean, we always do a pretty good job of anticipating what price action does because here's what happens. We anticipate, let's say we don't get the retrace, nothing happens. But if we do get the retrace, we do try our best to anticipate where it would head to. I always like to see like it going to the midpoint of it, the consequent encouragement, and then driving a little bit deeper, just a wick. That's like that strong wick, and then follow back up. If it was not uncharted territory, I would probably long this already. Stop. Maybe even ES. I might use ES as my guide here because we have a clear breaker on ES. I don't know. Now, yeah, NQ we have much lower. This would be a nice one too because we have this OB here. Breaker stop on under the breaker. Very tight stop, about like 15 points on a 5 minute chart. 5 minute setup. That's pretty tight. But this is pretty good. Next 15 minute close here. Something I also do like to mention, similar to mean threshold, we have closure on the fair value gap, especially on the 15 minute. We don't want to see it try to close under the rear. We want to stay bullish. So if we can get close above 645, I like that. For another leg up. It doesn't have to be entry inside this 15 minute fair value gap. That's ideal, but if we can just see that it just rebalances for another leg up, we can just look for another entry. You just feel more confident when we already rebalance. Probably about to hit break even if anyone took these type of trades. We're just sitting on sidelines right now, guys. Can you explain your entry? If I were to enter, I would probably take it nested together with this OB here, or at the bottom of the breaker. I'll put it right there under the it's under the breaker, which is also fundamental for me. But like just maybe a tick under the New York Open, and just look for a drive back above the 15 minute fair value gap, and then eventually the high, internal high. That'd be something I like to do because it allows you to do 2 point stop, which is for PM session. That's pretty tight. That's equivalent of like a 8.9 point stop on NQ. And then you have a nice target, which gives you more than 2 RR. It's just not high probability when you're on uncharted territory. That's why I think it's like shaky right now. You only use breakers which are created during macro time. I think the most important thing is where you anticipating price action, right? And that also kind of include where the draw liquidity is. So for instance, if you're bullish and you're looking for a high, let's say this is your target. Let's say there's another target up here, just right behind, above it. This is not uncharted territory. This is an example. We had this internal high or swing high marked here. You want to see it retrace most likely back inside 15-minute fair value gap, rebalance, and go for another leg up. This will be the draw here. That'll be important. I don't really need for it to be in a macro. It'd be nice. It'd be a confluence. Just like I don't need it to let's see, what does other people like to require? Like SMT also. SMT is great, but let's say we both took lows already on NQ and ES. I don't need SMT. It's a good roll pump. This is SMT here though. Let me see where we want to move on ES here. Why is the breaker there and not at the lower low beneath the current breaker? Um, 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 um. Are you talking about this consecutive candles? I don't know which candle. Maybe send me a chart or tell me the timestamp. This is the cleanest one for me because we have a low, we have a high, we have a sweep, and we have strong displacement. So this is a clean breaker here on the one. I'm kind of rooting for this ES to play out because it's like that 2 point stop type of model that I like. I didn't take it, of course, once again, but just 2 point stop and really go for the next high. It should be the other way around. I just don't like the conditions, but this is something interesting here. It'd be nice just taper this. I don't know how to make money on it. Usually I would take this if we weren't uncharted territory because we're supported on the 15-minute fair value gap. Let me change this to buys is upside. Triple time frame alignment here. We have 1 minute confirmation setup, which is a breaker. We got that clean sweep nested together with the order block. You put your stop under the breaker. I'm rooting for this. Are you talking about like why not the breaker to be down here? Is that what you're talking about? If so, I have some material on that of how I tested it out and how I draw my breakers, which I'll do this. When it's consecutive candle, I look at the open all the way up to the wick high. Last candle or unique candle, I'll look at the whole candle. I don't know if that's what you meant. Took the 5 minute ES unicorn, but I did a 5 point stop. Yeah, not many people like to do very tight stop. It's tough, but it's doable. So this is pretty classic here too. Same thing on the 1 minute. You have this order block here. I don't really necessarily, if you have this large gap here, large breaker, I don't necessarily enter right at the breaker high. I like to nest together. So let's say I enter right at the order block inside the breaker. Could put my stop on the breaker, which is 2 points. I might just put it on the low. I think that's what you're talking about, right? About 5 point stop. Go for the highs. It's very slow too. Yeah, you guys are a little bit unfamiliar with some of the material that I have. Just go in the Discord, go educational. We have quite a handful of material. We have the Unicorn BPR. We're drawing this out. Premium discount with BPR, how to utilize that. We're drawing how to mark a breaker on how I like to use it. Also, as well, Unicorn with inversions. There's a model itself there. And then this video shows a lot of recaps. I don't think the live stream is really beginner friendly, so you really have to know something before you tune in. You have the weekend. Just look over the weekend. Spend like 2 hours, look through it, come back. You can ask me in Discord any questions. Come back next week. Start cooking. Weeple is doing an IPO. Is that good? Is that bullish or bearish? I feel like they always do well at the initial start and then it plummets. Similar like how Robinhood I think was. Is that what I haven't been looking at individual tickers, but I believe that's what Robinhood has been like. You have screenshots of chart samples and unicorn breakers. Yeah, just look at the PDF. I promise you, everything's gonna be there with examples too. whether you took the 5-minute, which is this is a pretty tough stop here. It's a 5-minute setup though, so it's reasonable to do that. I'm always so eager on the 1-minute where 10-point stop on PM for NQ, about 2 points on ES. This is right up my alley here. No, I did not take this. We just talked about it. We just talked about the idea, which I'm rooting for. I want to let this play out, especially with this sweep too. This is incredible. I think some of you guys mentioned he took the unicorn on NQ or ES, whether it's a 1 or 5. But yeah, if you tuned in yesterday, yesterday was probably the worst price action I ever seen in the last like 6 months. It teased me so hard on all these setups. I wait for confirmation. I got it, and then it flipped the other side. I think that's like my first loss day in a long time. On the bright side is the Weeble was still green because I took trades in AM already and with people in the Discord. I think we were up like $1,500 on it. Didn't touch it for PM. That's still green. That's still on a streak. We're on like a 25 win streak on Weeble still. My other fun is we took a hit on that. Took a loss day on that, which I shared in the chat. If you guys want to see some red, everyone, we do have some red days, and yesterday was a day where there was a red day. Yesterday, man. I talked to Lanto and Desi, but I'm like, yesterday made me feel like I can't trade. And they're telling me like, you're doing so good for the longest time. I'm like, that's just what I feel like. I don't think I can trade because that price action just messed with me so hard. And it doubted my abilities. I'm like, do I even know how to trade? Nothing was working. That just sucks. Even though we had a good risk management, it's just like there are so many setups which I avoided because I thought it was a red flag, which is perfect. It was a red flag. The one that had clean confirmation, had some conviction in, never even give a chance to work. I think I did forget that was the day before non-farm payroll. I should have considered that, but it teased me just back and forth, back and forth. And yeah, if you've been watching the stream every day, like especially all week, Monday to Wednesday, I think we did very well for AM and PM. Yesterday, which is Thursday, that was the only day where it was like, I think we did 2 trades. One of them was we cut off early, -1 or -2. The other one was -10. And then shortly after, I think during the power, I was like, I'm gonna continue trade on some accounts, try to make back these losses. Added some more losses on my Tradeify accounts. Oh, yeah. I was waiting to see what happens with ES here. ES, the 2 p.m. close. If we can close above this hourly gap here, this is a full shot to highs. We didn't do that, of course. I think we're kind of stagnant here. But for the hourly, I'm really looking at the 15-minute. If we flip this 15-minute, we might look at lower prices. So far, we filled it. We have that 1-minute setup confirmation there, and we're pushing. So the setup is playing out. Would have been like a few $100 there. How many people took the ES long here, guys? Press 1 if you took longs, and I guess either one, NQ or ES. We had SMT as well, which is that's also another confirmation you're looking for. You just want to see just any setup whatsoever inside of a bullish 15-minute P to Ray, Rai prices. And even though I didn't execute this myself because I just want to tape read with you guys, look at this. Remember how we started the stream? We're like, where would you guys want to long? There's a handful of people who had the same opinion as me. We want to see a 15-minute fair value gap. We want to see it drive in, and we want to see it push back up. So far, that's what it's doing. We're having some resistance here. And just like look at this area. This is the area that I marked out from the very start before when price was all the way up here. And that's why I want to get you guys understanding. Like if you want to really anticipate where price action is going, because if you do that, you would know probably where the draw liquidity is. Because if you can anticipate where price action is going, like let's say through these arrows, hypotheticals, like if it does this, then it should do this. You're kind of combining two things. You're combining the draw liquidity as well as time frame alignment. And we just do that every single day. We'll probably look for another additional long if we can get out this 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, no, the 4-hour didn't open yet. I think that he's talking about the next one. Next one, there's a 4-hour candle, 10 a.m., 2 p.m. If you're trading a.m., you want to focus on the 10 a.m. If you trade p.m., you want to focus on the p.m., which is 2 p.m. That's what he's referring to. But yeah, lots of people took that short. Nice. There's about like 10 people. That's why it's never the best to just signal bot. Like if my commentary and my ideas line up with yours, you have to be the one pushing your buttons. Pushing the button yourself. Just any other day, man. Any other day where we're not in uncharted territory, where I'm a little bit shaky on even the cleanest setups, which this was a pretty clean setup. Probably like a B plus right now. Still feel a little bit iffy executing it. And of course, I didn't want to take shorts. Shorts was like a deathbed here. We only want to look at longs. This is basically the anticipation, what we want to see for longs. And when you train that like mindset of waiting, and then you focus, you look for precision, tight stops even if you want. And then when the time comes, when you see confirmation, whether it's SMT, a 1 minute confirmation here, with this breaker, let's say, you want to execute it, and it's that little bit of execution. You can look at charts for 2 hours and you're just anticipating, you're waiting. That 5 minutes, let's say, which is like a few percentage of that whole session, that's when you need to be really focused. And I think if you do this enough, you're not gonna be over trading. I think that's a lot of problems for most people. Just keep on over trading. You just want to reduce your trade quantity and improve your quality. Yeah, so this is why I kind of made these tweets. I always do this all the time. One kill zone, one model, one trade. Kill zone is 1 to 3 p.m. session. We adapted to it. One model, which is the unicorn, and then one trade. This is setup. This is basically a very similar setup to what we're having right now. 5-minute unicorn, bullish time frame alignment, retrace to OTE, SMT after clearing lows. You basically put your stop on the breaker. You go for highs or the next swing high. So for ES here, we do have that set SMT the same way. Or NQ, I mean. Let's say you do put your breaker, let's say, I'm just gonna use the whole candle actually for this one. This makes it easier. You put your stop on the breaker, you target the next high, about like a 2.5 RR. Surprisingly, guys, why does it feel like NQ's getting a little weak? While ES is like really stepping it up. The ES wants highs. We just bounce off this breaker here, and we really want to step in the gas. You don't really see that often. Yeah, but press 1 if you understood why this would be a long setup that I would anticipate and I would like and why it was like a long setup in the first place. You would have to consider the 15-minute as well, other than the 1 minute. If you just consider this like, oh, it's a breaker, it's a pattern, that's just not it. And if not, this is probably where you should ask any questions. If it's still unclear, you can always rewind, watch it later. It's just repetition, guys. You do this every single day, 2 hours, invested every single day for, let's say, 6 months. You're going to see results building up. And it could be any model that you have. It doesn't have to be my model. It doesn't have to be the trade style I like to do with tight stops, whether it's PM session or AM session. I didn't take the ES long because of the 5-minute bearish inversion. I don't think you really consider that. Let me see the 5-minute inversion. Yeah, so because you can't win either way then. Let's say you do consider this 5-minute fair value gap. It did inverse, but what else did it do? It tapped inside of a bullish speed array. So if you're only considering like, oh, we did violate this 5-minute bear speed array or bullish speed array, we bounced inside one too. And you don't want to mix it too much because we're still also in the hourly, which is bullish. So with time frame alignment, whether it's the 1 or 5, I think both of them should have been focused on longs. The only distance where I would look at shorts if we can inverse this 15-minute. We'll get the next one at 2:15. We inverse this 15-minute. Maybe we'll get a deep drive through this OB here. That'd be pretty incredible. And then maybe we'll get some displacement. We'll go for these lows down here. Because I'm fair. I like shorts for all-time high. I just need a closure on the 15 of the hourly, most likely. If I can get that, I'm game for it. Let me just check in hindsight to see if we even got any 15-minute setups that was bearish on NQ starting at open. So 15-minute open, bullish, very strong displacement, bullish fair value gap. We retrace inside. Something like I say, like here, if we do get an inverse here, you can start looking at shorts. We didn't do that. We retraced for higher prices. We close above, tap back inside the mean threshold here, push back up, back inside the 15-minute fair value gap. So like, this is the main point of view now. Whether we rebalance for another leg up or we violate this, that's going to dictate where your next market structure bias will be. And that would be similar to on ES. ES couldn't close above this hourly here. This would have been so bullish to target this high of day here, 611, 6111. If we get the closure at 2 p.m. right above the high, we wicked it. We filled this inefficiency, and something about it does look like it want to reach for lower here. Dude, Michael ICTs can just post him being short like somewhere like this, and he's just gonna go for it. He's like, I said it, like, yeah. And it's incredible because like that was also the mindset that we had. More so, we wanted a retracement. But yeah, I think this gave about 4.5, a little bit closer to RR, a little bit over. Um, you can never try to aim for such a big target like this because you're literally targeting another internal high, which it failed to do already, and then you want to go for the next high too. It's hard. It's hard when we're so overextended already too. All right. So next point of view is point of interest is the next 15-minute close. Put time in your mind right now. Next close is at 2:15. Whatever happens there, this could be very crucial. Um, it doesn't have to inverse this, but it does get pretty weak. If NQ could also close under the midpoint here, because we already had two candles close above. We came back up. This does not look the cleanest if we get another deep close through here. Bears are stepping up. They want to end the week, not all-time highs. They want to drag it down a little bit. Maybe some take profits too. Yeah, but so far we're basically an hour and 7 minutes in. 1 p.m. is here. So this is what we have so far. Let me try to do. All right, let me just do that. This is what we have so far. You don't really have any setups whatsoever going upside. You do have this retracement where there's a potential setup on ES or NQ. That's the only thing. I don't think there's a short setup yet. It's starting to form right now. Because instead of rebalancing for a higher, what we're actually doing now, we might actually get this inverse and come back up, side a breaker, probably target these lows. Yeah, once again, guys, go to my general chat. If you're looking for my layout, this is the 5 minute, this is the 115 hourly, this is the layout, as well as the music, as well as the trading style, as well as all the indicators I use. It's all in the general chat pin, so everyone can see it. All right, so, yeah, we're about to get 7 minutes for next close. What do you guys think now? You can change. You can be nimble. If you're bullish earlier because of this 15-minute fair gap, you want to see it higher. This is what you see now. You want to recalculate, possibly. I'm not bearish yet, but I'm starting to look more of it. What's the data wick you guys are talking about? Are you talking about the non-farm payroll data wick? Isn't that like all the way down here? That's like 200 points lower. That'd be incredible though. Yeah, okay. We're getting some nice displacement now. We had some consolidation. We basically filled this, rebalanced it, and we're starting to look at lower moves here. Dump for the rest of the day could be the move here. Same clockwork though. You wait for the next 15-minute fair value gap. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm gonna ask the same thing like I asked earlier when we were looking at longs, right? When we were up here, like if you guys are bullish, where are you guys looking at longs? I'm gonna ask the same thing, but in reverse. If you are bearish now, what do you want to see for shorts, and where do you want to enter? I think I know what I want already. I kind of already talked about it, but it doesn't have to be the same answer I have. You see the 4-hour? Isn't it a little sus? We started to trade straight down from 2 p.m. open. Oh, you know what? NQ did do that. People call that the devil's mark, right? I believe. $15-minute version, retrace back for 1 minute. Deep drive here. I mean, look at ES. We do have a lot to rebalance here. This whole gap here. Deep drive inside the breaker. You're not trying to catch a falling knife right now. We just want to see this closure happen. This seems like another SMT here, which I can see it retrace back up. Let's just hover around a little bit here. We'll probably use this as a 15-minute version. Possibly retap back inside here. And then move lower. This would be even more incredible if we get a close under this low. We'll get this breaker. We'll violate this OB here too. That'll be a signal to probably even take out I don't know the daily lows for today, but like all this inefficiency here. You're probably looking at that next. You're asking for a lot though. I think you have to wait for 2:30, the next 15-minute close, the next one, to see if this is a possibility. But yeah, this SMT, we already swept this low here. What it tends to happen, we're so bullish, we're gonna probably return back up. Two more minutes here before we see some magic. I'm gonna delete some of these. Okay, there we go. This is the last down close candle. So this will be the OB that you're looking at. One more minute here. This looks pretty set for this inversion, at least. We'll just need to see if it does want to try to come back up to give us a entry here. 7 seconds. Close above this mean threshold here of this OB. We got the inversion now. Ideally, try to come back up. If we do take this low out, I'll probably look for a different type of entry than this rebalance. Wow. We got confirmation now, but we just didn't get the entry we wanted yet. And NQ's the one like really slamming it down now. Isn't that interesting? Table has turned. So far, it's still a good tapering session. Gotta show us something here. Yeah, but another thing is like the theme of today has been like very minimal retracement. Let's see. If we get even a decent retrace. This is 1 minute here. I could see this being a good scalp opportunity for longs using the off this inversion just to get a run back inside of this inversion, this bigger 15-minute, which was previously a bullish fair value gap. Now is a bearish inversion. And you're likely going to utilize it. If this is an entry that you guys like, it'll be more of a quick scalp because I think we'll be focused on shorts very quickly here. So we want to see it just retap back inside and come back up. We'll see what we can get here. The focus is still short inside this gap now. We have that long opportunity. If you want to do a quick scalp, you probably don't want to see a close under 20 on the 1 minute. That would probably invalidate it. We have some wick highs here too. I want to see this press higher here. Come on. Press high off the inversion. Get inside the 15-minute PD array here. I'm going to just mark this as BPR because there's like multiple gaps. This is probably the where I'm going to be eyeing here. Which is around 33 to 39. So yeah, I'm just looking to see if we can just drive in, get a 1 minute confirmation rejection maybe, and then join in off this short. We're getting another tap backside the inversion. I still want to see press higher here. Still a lot of arrows. Let me delete some of this. There. Inversion in both right now. We're still drawing higher. Scalp opportunity here. I want to try to flip to see if we can get this right here in 30s. The invalidation once again for this inversion would be just under 620. We'll likely get closed under 620. So it's like kind of like it's a 6-point stop most likely, but you're waiting for a closure, so it might get like to 9, 10, a little bit more, a few extra points if you're actually waiting for the true invalidation. See this pump back up here. I'm not gonna look at chat for a little bit. I want to really hone in here. We have the long opportunity here, and then we have a very quick short opportunity, which I'm more focused on. Nine more minutes for next close. Is this also where, yeah, we have another 5 minute here too. So yeah, if we do get closed under here, I'm gonna kill this. I have a starter or just one on, but I want to try to flip it up here. Come on now. Wick highs on ES, which would help draw NQ higher into the short area that we're looking at. It's just so slow. All right, get this move up here. Let's see if we can get this flip. I still want ES to take these, get inside this gap too. We have some wicks here. There we go. We're gonna get this push here. So good inversion for a scalp. Now we're really ready to flip here. I want to get rid of it and hunt for longs or shorts now. Missed off that. Gotta lock in here. Yeah, if you were listening, inversion entry longs for a scalp stop would be if we get a closure under. This is like 5 points, but with the closure, it might get like a few more points under. That's what I'm referring to. And now we're trying to hunt for shorts here, most likely in this BPR. I just need to see some confirmation here. ES did take this wick high, which also something that I was looking to call for. I'm gonna get rid of. Let's see if we get this back inside his BPR. Come on, it's a hold up. Was that the flip? That was a very quick one, if it was any. I mean, that's the right idea. You just want to just try to ride in, drawing into the short target. I don't know if I would have taken that just raw like that. I need to see some structure here. If anything, it doesn't have to be, once again, it doesn't have to be an entry inside this 15-minute BPR. It's more seeing it rebalance and see if it respects, and then we'll continue. And let's say we do get this inversion, we'll get a break or two, and then we can send it down. Overall, though, the message is down. There's some scalp opportunity, of course, with ES here, with NQ looking for a retap back in. We got the 1 minute inversion, very tight stop. I wanted to see if we can get it. Maybe I should just add a star in the BPR because we did have the 15-minute flip already. I don't know. It's so tough today because I'm a little bit hesitant I am locked in, but with the way that price is just slowly going back and forth, it is a little bit scary to just be in a position when you're unsure. Well, the only thing I'm unsure of is we're bearish with the closure. We have this 1 minute confirmation. I would like to be convicted for a retrace back in and then look for shorts inside this BPR somewhere. I just didn't pull the trigger to flip here. I just took the TP out, I think at 33 from 626, 624, 625, 625, I think. Like 8 points. And I was looking to flip instead of just TPing. But something about it also, I want to see if we can just retap at 36, 636 too. So we just have a gap here. It's not the cleanest BPR, but we have just, if you don't want to count this as BPR, it's just a simple 15-minute close where we violate it and just retrace back into that inversion. I'm focused on this because we have this wick here, which shows this gap. We have a displacement through it. And this will be that my gap, a balanced price range of BPRs. That's what I see there. If you don't want to see this BPR, just mark as inversion. That's it. Same message. So let's see if we want to. This is also a 1 minute BPR once again on ES here or NQ here because we did get that displacement. If we can just get a closure under, retap back in, that'd be a breaker. I wouldn't want to see it try to get back inside this BPR. I want to see it lower. So this low and as well as this main low here. This is the main target for shorts right now. It's holding this BPR right now, so not until this violates first. Crazy Gamer said 14-17, good for shorts. That's what I'm thinking of too, yeah. But I would probably look for a retrace back inside the inversion and most likely this breaker here. Why is this so slow? We get like we have some consolidation and then we have some random strong displacement and then we consolidate again. I'm just up 250 from that long, the long scalp I did to hit this BPR here from the inversion retrace. I want to catch a short and maybe we can try to end the day like 500 plus on each count. If not, we'll just close out there. Let's see. Just gotta lock in. Just gotta lock in. Did you trade AM at all? Not today, basically. I traded Asia, and then we're up on Asia. We skipped AM, or I didn't skip it. I was there for it. I just didn't get anything from it. Okay, this close. Get this breaker now. We're getting some moves now. If it retraces inside this inversion, inside the breaker, I'm going to add 2 shorts. As long as this low is not tagged, I'm looking for immediate shorts right now. But the risk reward gets terrible. Why? See, now I'm regretting not just flipping right here because that would have been beautiful. Like we had the anticipation already. Just something to note, when you're taking these type of trades, let's say we didn't take that low yet, this could be a 1-to-1 right now. And this would be pretty high probability because we have many bearish P rays. We just violate the bullish P rays. We have internal low. If it, let's say, retrace back inside, this is a pretty clean 1-to-1 that I take like every single day with like an 80% win rate, and then you try to go for the next low too. How many people took the BPR short here? I did not. I took the long though. Just press 1 if you took the short. Press 1 if you took the long. Either one. You just took either opportunities. We called for both of them. Only one was really given in my eyes. The other one, I think I hesitated. I don't know if anyone hesitated here. It's the right call though. With this as the 15-minute draw. Not taking this top end. We just took the internal low. Whoa, my chat was like frozen, and then it just showed like lots of ones. Yeah, but like regardless of today, so far we have 3 opportunities. We can just recall them again. Remember we had the long opportunity here. We had a long scalp opportunity here, and we had a short opportunity here. Those are the 3 opportunities we had so far. I only executed 1 of them on my end, which ironically is the weaker one out of the 3. And that's mainly utilizing 1-minute execution while using 15-minute market structure as my intraday bias. So when I ask you guys like, oh, where do you want to look for longs when we're up here? We look at the 15-minute fair value gap. Where do you want to look at short? Or when do you want to look at short? You want to see this inverse. And if you said you want to see it rebalance back inside here, that was the right answer here. And knowing that if we get a flip somewhere, that could be also a scalp opportunity. So this is not a high probability setup in there. We took the internal lower. The immediate draw there is gone. We have a better draw down here, but the immediate draw is gone. Something to add, doing tight stops only works well if you have a very immediate draw somewhere. This is a very clean immediate draw here that just got taken already. So I'm not going to be able to do, let's say, what do we say? Like something around here. Put stop above the breaker. That swing high above the breaker. I'm not going to be able to do this anymore with like a 80% hit rate once this is taken. It's going to drop down probably to 55 or something, which is still good, but like I'm not willing to take it anymore because we're looking for high probability setups only. Just walking through, guys, my thought process and when you're scalping very low time frames, especially in PM session. PM session is very exclusive. This doesn't work well with AM with the volatility. You guys know how AM works? We'll just zoom, take your stop, and then we can come down. You're not going to be able to survive with 10-point stops. But yeah, arrows today are cooking, guys. Arrows down here, go up to BPR, come back to the BPR, come down. Arrows are cooking today. I kind of want this to fail so I can show you guys why this is no longer an entry. No longer a high probability entry for me. And if that can't fail, that would be... Whoa. No way. No way Sleepy did exactly what I did. Except he actually flipped. He took the long off the inversion retap here. He drove it all the way up to the BPR area, which is like about 33, 34.75. Basically to the tick of the high. And took it all the way down. I don't know if you TP'd down at the internal low or not. I think a little bit early. What the heck? No way Sleepy got more balls than me doing that. You guys see that? That was good. That was good nevertheless, though. Especially that flip. If it was perfect, though, you would have probably TP'd 613. But good job for Sleepy for clicking buttons himself. Whether it's my commentary or not, I mean, hopefully he has the same idea too. Able to come up with the same setups. and not just signal botting, but that he pressed the buttons, and I think that's because he knows how it's been working. Sleepy's been in the community for like 2 years now, maybe more now. He's been getting better with this. I had that set up in my head. Brian said exact same thing I want. That's exactly what I really want to emphasize. Like, I don't want people just to signal because I'm entering. Like, because I did say I'm long in here in the retrace, put a stop under the close. I don't want people just slap in because I'm entering. I want people to see why we're entering, and with that why is where, like, this is a quick scalp, so like that's why you kill the trade very early. You're not going for more than 10 points. And once again, if you did take the short here, why we said not to take the short, because we took the internal low, the immediate draw is gone. This goes from like a B setup to like a C minus, and it's like if you're thinking about like win rate, it goes from like 80% high probability to like 55. That's like what I have in my head, which it could work. Most likely, it's like a flip a coin. Dude, sometimes PM session is just golden. I mean, I wouldn't say this is golden. There is setups available though if you wait patiently for it. But yeah, didn't trade much so far today. Nothing in my Tradeify. I don't know if I'm taking trades on Tradeify today. But we have the take profit accounts going. We have the tick prof account going. 250. Guess what happens if I don't take any more trades today? This is gonna get straight withdrawn. $1,000. If I took that short, it'd be 500 per account right now. $1,000 straight to my account. That's what we like to see. Base hits for the win. We're getting very close to 3 p.m. Once again, if you know my style, you don't want to trade ending after 3 p.m. The win rate, the stats I have, just goes pretty garbage then, because the volatility won't allow you to do tight stops, nor would it make sense sometimes. And you don't have to get big wins. This is what also I shared earlier last night. It's a hot take. Prop firms go bankrupt when traders start taking base hits instead of big wins. Everything I talk about on stream, like I said here, every day we just talk about base hits. We talk about 10 points, 15 points. Look for high probability entries. No one's trying to slam 10 minis. We're just like doing like 1, 2, 3 contracts maybe. It'd be like 300, 400 bucks if it hits well. Zach Anthony, did you talk about the MFF new My Fund feature news? It's not really much to talk about. If you guys weren't aware, My Fund feature update here, effective January 1st, coming into the new year. Starter Plus and Milestone is going to be permanent, which is good. I like the Milestone. They're going to do price adjustment. It's not going to mean it's going to go lower. I think it's going to mean it's going to go up, which is, Milestones are already very expensive too. So that's going to make things like difficult. Starter plan 100k and the 150k gone, discontinued. Price increase for 50k. That is kind of a shame. I love the cheap price of a 50k because I think it's like $80 with a discount. With my code, it goes like 76, I think. I like that. No activation fee. And then all expert plans increase. And that's the reasoning. I think they're just basically doing for sustainability. Maybe just more people are making money, so I don't know. You guys also see Apex, right? Apex is not running big sales anymore. They're raising the activation fee. It was $85 lifetime, which is like the promo they ran for like months and months. They changed to $125 now, so that price got increased as well. So it's not the best look for prop. I think you're gonna see overall propflation, everything just increase. And maybe more people are being better traders. The other side is like they can't focus on sim alone. The prop model profits off of failed traders, and where they're limiting, like Top Step, you can only have 10 Top Step accounts at a time, or combines. They're really limiting it, you for it. So I think you should see more prices. That just makes you probably plan your prop accounts better, because things are more expensive. Let's say Instant Funding can be more expensive too. Maybe that'll be the next one. because it's so easy to get payout because it's like 400 bucks, 4 or 500 bucks for a 150 account from TradeFi. You have 7,500 drawdown. That's insane. And if you can't get a payout with that amount, then because you can try like 4 or 5 times over, get one payout, you're covered. Why do you like the milestone plan? I think I like the 2050K, the 25K because it was static, and it was like 200 bucks. You had like 1,000 drawdown, 1,500 target. If you make that target, you get 750. Basically 3 extra investment right there. The other plans, I don't know, no. The 50K, anything above 50K was like way too expensive for me to consider. But the 25K was like, that's where they, I think, lost a lot of money. Yeah, but any other trades? Any other trades? Any other trades? Would you recommend TradeFi over TickTick? I think yes, 100%. TradeFi has been doing instant payout. Even for TickTick, when I request a payout, it takes like 2 or 3 days. I don't like that. I like it very quick. And the team from TradeFi is very responsive. I think TickTick has a smaller team. It takes much longer for them to work, get to you back. I think that's why I value too. So like, it's not like TickTick is a bad firm. I'll still use it. But if you're talking about instant funding and they have the same price point, I would recommend TradeFi. And you would argue like, oh, there's no payout window for TickTick, but it's instant payout for TradeFi. It's essentially a payout window because if you have to wait like 3 business days to get a payout, you can't touch the account. It's the same thing as a payout window essentially. It replicates that. I don't get why firms are increasing their prices. Do they not know there are other reputable firms that's cheaper prices? Well, you make that comment. What if all firms increase their prices just for the sustainability purpose? Then you would just think like inflation, basically. But it's collectively everyone in the competitor scene is doing it. So when you see, like, let's say a firm like Apex, a discount firm, they do 90% off, other firms got to compete with that. And what if Apex and My Fund Futures start upping their prices? They don't have to compete as much. Maybe they'll up their lower the discount too. I hope TradeFi doesn't do anything to change, but you gotta understand it's so easy to get a payout from them, which I think they're either gonna increase the prices or make more restrictions to for payouts. I wouldn't mind increasing the prices just a little bit, or like it doesn't have to be increased prices. Let's say like they don't do 40% off anymore; they just start doing 20%. I wouldn't mind that at all. That would encourage probably more responsible trading, and it would be more sustainable. So like when you get a payout, you'll be 100% that the firm's okay. Like, would you guys? I think right now it's 35% off. Um, which I still think is a good deal. But let me see, 65, right? 454. Would you pay $500 for it? What's 500? What's that discount? 30%. If it's a 30% off, would you still buy Tradeify? Because I think I would. Because they give you 7,500 drawdown. You're paying 500 bucks at 30% off for 7,500 drawdown. I think it's people get recency bias, which means like let's say for Apex, they do 90% sale recently, and then if they do like 80%, people are not gonna be interested. It's just like the lifetime. They're like, oh, they did $85 lifetime fee for the longest time. Now they don't do that anymore. That's recency bias. You want to look at things in a non-biased mindset, and you see like, is this still decent pricing? Because if a deal was great, there's gonna be other deals that's still decent, but it's not great. At 30% is not worth it. To me, I think it's still worth it because it was only a $50 difference. And you still have $7,500 drawdown. Theoretically, you can just hedge those 2 accounts, get a payout, spend $1,000 on 2 accounts, and then get a payout on one of them, the other one fails. $3,000 payout. Hedging is not allowed, of course, but I'm just saying, like, just because of the drawdown they give you, we can talk about that math. You're gonna have to probably count for a trailing drawdown too, end of day trailing drawdown. So you might have to maybe throw in a third account, $1,500. You still get 2 extra investment and still have to count with a like $6,000 balance. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. Luke said, Brian, we're broke. I mean, you guys are gonna not like it when prop firms do increase their prices. But when you're making, like, let's say when you get to the point where you're making 5-6 figures a month, it's still like it isn't affected too much. Let's say my expenses were like 3,000 this month and I made like 50,000. Maybe the expenses go to 5,000. It's not that much still. Like, you still make a lot of money. And what you want to focus on is still getting the payouts. If TopStop even double their prices, let's say, I might still trade them because it's so easy to get funded with them or get get payouts from the fund accounts. Just think of your expenses. If you're a profitable trader, think of your expenses and just increase it by 25%. You're still gonna be happy. Like for Tradeify, I went through 40,000. I have like about 50,000 in profits. I spent under 5K. Let's say they increase the price by 25%. It's not that big of a deal. Focus on trading. That's all that matters. But I'm glad that this short did not work because we already took this low. Just so I can basically explain why this would have not have been a good short. What would you say about the rant funded 150K? What would you Ken, you gotta unless I'm reading it wrong, the sentence is not making sense to me. I'm gonna reread it again. What would you say about the is rant funded 150K? I don't know what that means. I'm getting like, my brain is getting stuck from reading that. But even this take profit trader, I do recommend take profit trader right now. I think that's like one of the biggest prop firm that I'm recommending pretty hard right now, just because they have that sale still. Let me just see. Take profit. 40% off, 100% refund, pay no activation fee. You can use my code SMART instead. We're gonna do a cash rebate with them soon. But think about it like this. I'm gonna just do the math while we're waiting. It's, I think, $375 raw price with 40% off. It goes to $216. There's no activation fee if you pass, and you get 100% refund at first payout. So basically, you paid $216. Let's say you pass it, no activation fee. You have 4,500 drawdown. 4,500 drawdown to start. And if you get, let's say, 45.50, you withdraw $50, get $216 refunded back to you. How incredible is that? So that basically means you get a fund account for $0. I mean, that's if you do all this right. Let's say you just do this 3 times, you fail 2 times, you hit the third one, you still get the refund back. You'll take $216 twice. You'd be down 400, about 450. It's still a very good risk reward. It's interesting because it's daily payout too, so I like that a lot. You pair that up with your live account, man. Like, you do like $1,000 your live account, you make $500 on each of these take profit accounts, which all of them. Oh, Dave is in the building. It's always better to fund your own live account. I made $2,100 with 23 commission. That's good. That's good. 23 commission. How many cons is that? I think it's like about like $4 round trip, like average. It's like $3 if you have a better plan, $5 if it's an expense plan. 23 divided by like 4. You use like 6 contracts. Like that's like per side, or is that total? I forget. Maybe 2 scalps, 3 contracts, 2 scalps, 6 contracts. That's very cheap though. That's good. I don't disagree though. I like to encourage doing both. Do fun, do live account. Why not? Why not? Oh, it's $5 round trip. Yeah. Are you using? What are you using? Are you using NinjaTrader, Dave? There's something I'm trying to talk to NinjaTrade about. I think if you, how many here was in Discord like 2 years ago, where we partnered up with NinjaTrader or Tradeovate, and we gave everyone reduced commission for free basically, as long as you're part of the Discord. I'm trying to talk to them again because it reduced the commission tremendously, and I think I'm gonna try to get a meeting with them. Let me just share this pricing. Okay, yeah, so it was this basically. You start out with a free plan, 35 cents per micro, $1.29 standard. This is per side, so if you do one contract, it's 129 times 2, and then you have the, what do you call it, the regulatory fees and stuff like that. It comes cut up to on $5. They gave us lifetime here, which is 59 cents, 9 cents micros, significantly cheaper, worth $1,500 for free to like basically 200 people in our Discord 2 years ago. I really want to see if I can get that plan with you guys, because now that the prop firm is changing again, more people are interested in live. I'm also interested in live. I want to get that plan for you guys. I hate trading micros with commission. We saw the math with it. I think like based off like when I was like making videos on commissions, I was running the numbers. It's like 10 micros and a mini, right? Let's say you spend $5 on one round trip. A round trip of like micro, three micros would already equivalent to, I think. So the math, the commission fees are just terrible with micros. I think it's $1.50 when I was running the math for each micro with their free plan. That gets very expensive because you're using micros. You trade that for like a month just doing micros, you can make like 5,000, let's say. It's good money, but the fees would add up. The fees would be like probably 1,500 already. That's probably also why for fun accounts I have the same reason. I don't trade micros. I just trade minis. If I want a starter size, I'll do just one contract, one mini. And some people don't like doing minis. They like to size less. That's fine. But what I did is just do slower size still on minis though, but just do reducing my stop size. So instead of like the traditional like 15, 20, 25 point stop, I just run a 10-point stop. $1.70 per micro. That's so expensive, man. For round trip. You do 10 micros, which is equivalent to one mini. That's $17. Is that right? That's the regulatory fees adding up too. My commission are $5.60 per side. That's still pretty expensive. Dude, Dave, I hope if I can get the meeting right, the plan is you basically get lifetime access this for free to anyone. So we'll get we'll try to get you maybe your community too, because we did that before. I had the emails, we talked about it. Let me pull out the emails. Maybe you can reach out on your side too, if you want. Let me see. I think the guy was Sean Riley. But it's such a good deal because like I was like reaching out and like I used NinjaTrade a lot. There was no prop firm at the time too. It's like can we get a deal because we live stream. We have like 200 people watching every day. Everyone's using a live account, and they actually commit to it. They gave it a deal for us. Free lifetime, essentially. Let me just see the emails. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it doesn't reveal too much, but this is like the emails here. The transcription that we talk about. I went multiple meetings with them. I was like, hey, this is like, look at September 6th, 2022. This is 2 years, more than 2 years ago. It's like this commission rate. I'm looking for collaboration with incentive for my community. We have 200 members basically. Let's see if we can work a deal. He offered originally like a lifetime deal. It's $1,500, $200 off. We're like, can we get something else? And then at the end here, this is good here. We can offer trade rate to you and your group. Lowest rate, 59 cents per mini. It's 9 cents per micro. That's the same thing lifetime. This is for free. So I'm trying to talk to them again. Because you're getting like a $1,500 plan just because you're working with like well, you're partner with them and you're giving that benefit to your community. Yeah, I think 2025 I'll probably focus on live count a little bit more, with especially with what is it? Especially with prop firms kind of being more tight with it. But let's see. I hope we can do that. They emailed me, but I ignored it. But I'll reach out. Just anything that helps, like your community. I'm sure your community, like let's say you can give them free lifetime, dude. That's gonna save a lot of people lots of money. They trade it for a month. They do like 2 contracts per trade. They do take like say 3-4 trades a day. It comes to like $20 with a lifetime thing. It might shave like 30-40% off. And it's always for me when I trade at the end of the month. I do a little bit bigger size on live count, and I do trade a lot though. At the end of the month, it's always like $1,500 in commission. Shave 30% off that. Like you're saving like $400 or $500 per month. Yeah, someone reminded me that recently. They're like, "Oh, is it still available?" Because I think I had it pinned in my. Let me see. I think I had it pinned somewhere, and they're like, "Is it still here? Can we still get this free commission thing?" I mean, you guys, it's worth trying to do the email. Let me see. Oh, let me just type out Sean Riley. I don't know how to spell his name. No. I mean, just type his email then. Okay, yeah, it was this basically. Oh, this was 2 years ago. I mean, you guys can try this if you want, and maybe it will still work. You just emailed the guy, you gave them your account number, you say you're part of our group, say you're part of Brian's trading group, and then your commission will go from $1.30 to 59 cents. I need to confirm on my side to see if that's still available though. Took me 1 point in profit at break even, give us $14 profit. Dave, did you trade today? If so, what did you like price action day? Or I think better question is, did you like price action yesterday? Because yesterday was like probably the worst price action I ever traded. I'm always cool with every price action day. Yesterday would just tease me so much. I got I think we did 2 losses on stream. Damn. But today we just sound hands for the most part, except this trade here. One good trade. Happy with that. $300 on all my account. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. I think We might just wrap this up. We might just do a giveaway and just finish it up here. But not much to do anymore. Let me check something. Short. I mean, I like these lows here. These lows are pretty solid. We just need confirmation somewhere. I think we did the whole time we were talking. We did retrace inside this. This is another BPR here. We're tracing BPR, 15-minute inversion. Probably rotate down lower. I want to see this swing at the sell side before market end. It's already 3 p.m., so it's already pretty. It's my time to like close off, sign off. I put 2 hours, 1 to 3. Anything after that, me just be in the charts for too long. Are you planning on doing backtesting session on FX replay? Can be helpful for us. I haven't backtested in like I think a year and a half. It was like a pretty fundamental for me like early on, but I haven't. I just did forward testing. Just you know what I mean, live trading right now. Live trading for like 3 years is my testing. But if you guys want that, maybe you can try it. I haven't tried any of the new platforms. I heard TradeZella has a new platform, FX replay. I think I tried it one time. It's just something about like I don't know if I need to. I mean, backtest is always good for sure, but live markets better. Unless you're testing something new. I've been stuck in the same strategy for years now. Let's see, Dave, just one trade. PA price action gave a short to internal low. Yesterday was the same thing. Found nice short. Suggesting waiting until after 10 days. Okay, yeah. I think the open market volatility has been pretty crazy. Is that what happened today, right? We opened up first like 30 minutes to 10 here. 100 points, no retrace. Try to short that, got killed. If you try to short that. I'm just always a fan of trading. You don't have to put money on the line, but you can just. I'm always the fan of like people calling out the price action real time. Like let's say I'm not pushing any buttons, but like I want to see if we do retrace here. This is because of breaker. I want to see the target. If we do take this hypothetically, you put your stop above the breaker. Like these type of that type of mindset is like very good for me to practice. That'd be my kind of backtesting style, but in the forward. I backtest every day, Brian. It's the fastest way. I agree. I do agree with that. I think there's gonna be a one point where like backtesting, you backtest it a lot and you've been using the same model, unless I'm trying to do something new, which I haven't adapted. I haven't changed in my strategy. It's been like tiny refinement. But yeah, for new people, for people that are struggling, backtesting is gonna be golden, as well as just forward testing too. Both is always goes hand in hand. How many accounts do you have with Tick? I have, yeah, you have 5 accounts. You can trade 5 of them. Tick. Do you ever get your live account with ETF? I did talk about that. I got my live account after 2 months. I basically said like, okay, you guys said it's gonna be ready in a few weeks. It's been a whole month. I'll just take the ban because like if you don't accept the live, you get banned, but you get the money still. And they're like, just wait another week, just wait. And I ended up waiting. It took hindsight. It took another 3 weeks, and I just said like, give me the money. I don't need to trade with you guys anymore. You guys taking forever, and they changed the rules basically in the terms. They're like, you can't take the second option, or you have to get a live. And then I had the live. I traded with them. I think it was transferred with like 14,000 profits. I got 26,000 payouts. And I still have live with them right now. It's just like very low balance. It's like I think $2,000 left. You can backtest 1 week of price action 5 years. I guess if you're talking more efficiency, I think for me lately, especially on streaming, maybe you can share insights on your experience. Just being in front of people, let's say 2 hours, I could take nothing or I could take something, but it helps really instill these good habits like just patience, patience, patience. Let's wait for something. So it doesn't have to be me just like learning something. Like let's see what the market gives us, and just doing that for like 6 months straight. That's where it helped me a lot. Because before I think I was trading like 6 trades a day. Now I'm just doing like 2 a day, 1 a day. Yeah, I do want to see this float lower, but we have this BPR right now. I don't think we have any other setups close to 3 p.m. But we're probably gonna do the giveaway soon and wrap this up. Have you already answered this? What do you think about the 20% consistency rule with Tradeify? You so Ken, just first for reference here, I do talk about this video. Let's say you have, well, let's give a comparison. Let's Apex, right? Apex 30%, My Fun Future 40%. What's another one? Let's just go with those two. They give you a $4,500 account, right? For $4,500 DD. That's just, you're not looking at the account size. You're looking at the drawdown. 30% of this. Let's do the math. Just for reference, so like you know why it's not a big deal. 1350. That's your max you can do per day if you want to try to adhere to that. And then 40% would be 1,800. And you're saying 20% from, let's say, Tradeify, right? Tradeify, 20%. They use 7,500 drawdown. So you run that math there. I think it comes to 1,500. So don't get too stuck up on the number. Really think about what you're talking about here. 1,500. So is that really that much difference from the other firms on your max per day? It's lower consistency because you have like almost double the drawdown. You have like 50% more drawdown with Tradeify with the instant fundings. So that's why they gave you 20%, because it still matches up. Like it's averaging between these two. It's like, imagine they give you $4,500 drawdown, be like 35% consistency. That's kind of like the math to it. It's not about the cost. We're talking about drawdown here. That's why the rule is there. Imagine you have like 40% drawdown on a $7,500 account. You can make 3,000 in your highest day. That's way too high to show consistency on a prop firm, right? Let's say. Is it still 20% on 50K? Yeah, basically, because if you don't know, the drawdown is 5% of the account size. So I think if you do 50,000, 5% of it, get $2,500. You run that with 20%, $500. That's still very plenty. While other accounts are a little bit more. I don't get why the consistency rule has anything to do with max drawdown. Well, because the consistency rule dictates how much you can do per day if you want to adhere to the bare minimum. That's why I'm explaining it that way. So if you want a 40% consistency rule with 45 drawdown, you're allowed. Does that make sense for you for a prop firm to allow this? Let's say Tradeify, hypothetical, asteroid, 40%, 700 drawdown, 3,000 is your highest day. That is far higher than the other two competitors. They want consistency. They don't want you to just go for 1 big day, 2 big days, and then just get a payout. Because that would probably encourage a lot of gambling too. I'm just trying to put perspective, because I pretty much think about all these prop rules every single day, and like I explain it to a lot of people. It makes sense. These rules make sense to you. Okay, let's do the giveaway though. Stream and comment. your username. In that case, isn't Top Step still better because they don't have a consistent rule? Well, you have to account for Top Step having a consistent rule on evals, and it's part of the structure. So like, no other firm really has that. No consistent rule on funded, unless it's like expert plan. So there's a work a way around that. And then there's also a $150 activation fee. If you've seen other firms, it's all embedded in the price already, so it's not that bad. I'm sure if the account was $4,500 drawdown, we could do 40% off or 40% consistency. That'll be your highest day. Like, we can match my fund features even. That would be much significantly worse though, in my opinion. Like, stream it and comment your username one time, guys. We're gonna do the giveaway when we wrap this up. I think we did overall pretty good. We had 3 setups. 2 of them were all of them were executable. I only took 1 of them, and it was this long here, so we're up 250 on it. If I took all 3 of them, we'll probably be up like 1,000 at the very least, doing bare minimum. Power to squeeze us the rest of the day even. I kind of want to see this flip, but once again, like, it's only because of the 15-minute PD ray. We already kind of consolidate back and forth, so if it wants to go upside for power hour, that's probably what it's doing. And that's also another reason why I would think not to trade past my time. This is where you clock out. It's always about my trading style. Like, I avoid the last hour because it's power hour. It's more unpredictable, as well as not trading the first 15 minutes of market open, 9:30 to 9:45. That gets really hectic, especially today. Today is like a perfect example of why, unless you're bullish, you know, you can take advantage of it. But like, this is very strong displacement. I would love to take advantage of that, but it's just not my trading style to be able to do that. All right, I'll give you guys like 3 more minutes. Let's say like 3:16 to enter. Just comment your username one time. If you do that, we'll pick a winner, and then we're gonna end the stream. Maybe we'll try to upload a video, educational video over the weekend. I don't know. It's a lot of stress a lot of work to trade this week. I feel like all-time high is always so like, I could always just sit on the sidelines, but I still have to stream every day. That's just, people expect me to trade. It's a lot of work sometimes. Lanto said full margin last 10 minutes. Is Lanto in the chat? Say I won't, Lanto. You know, just to bring up what Dave said about the last 10 minutes, there's so many times in my history where I FOMO in the last 10 minutes of trading. Like, basically 3:50, like, it would be like 3:45 to 4 o'clock. And some days it's just very volatile. Like, you can move like 80 points in that few minutes. And I try to trade it, you know, I can try to scalp it. I always get burned with it in my past. Like when I was like starting out. Probably got trauma trading them, so like, that's why I stay away now. He said the direction of the draw. Time to load up 10 minis. Where's the draw, guys? Is upside? It might be upside, but I don't know if we're gonna move. We've been kind of consolidating after putting this high out. All right, 316. Let's pick a winner and let's wrap this up, guys. We'll see you guys probably next week. Next week, right? Monday. Fresh week. Okay. Giveaway winner today is PB Mouse. PB Mouse, you got 3-4 minutes. Let's say 4 minutes to respond. If not, we'll re-roll. I mean, we are internal chop right now, so no clear trade or draw. I agree with that. I think we're just gonna be kind of back and forth for the rest of the session. Maybe like the last 10 minutes we can do something. PB Mouse. Okay, there it is. PB Mouse. DM me a Discord. I'll handle you like in a few minutes after stream. We're gonna wrap this up here, guys. I'll drop the Discord if you guys want to join in. It's free right now for the month. I'll drop it here. We do trade AM. I do alerts sometimes when it's appropriate. I do give my market commentary. I think that's more valuable than anything. And then we're gonna wrap this up. I'll pin this here. And see you guys tomorrow. See you guys next week.